short one today, but kind of want to just jump on and have a conversation. So, for the guys that are here and the people that are going to come in here in a little bit, Jackie and I started this social media journey about a year ago. And if you go on our story, I have a screenshot from the first ad we ran, and we had 118 followers on just Instagram. That was our biggest platform. And today we've crossed 100,000 followers on Instagram. Not only that, but we also have 18,000 on Facebook. On TikTok, we've crossed 41,000 people. And yeah, Luke owes us some headphones. Yeah, so we crossed 41,000 on TikTok, and we are at a quarter of a way to 100,000 on YouTube. We're at 25,000. And honestly, I don't know. Jackie might have different thoughts about the TikTok, but my goal was to get to the 100K on YouTube first versus getting it on TikTok. So that's the goal. So let's see. I probably should look at the public chat on YouTube. Wow, we don't have anything coming in on YouTube yet. That's kind of crazy. Cool. So, guys, hit us with some questions. Appreciate all the love. We're here to answer anybody's questions. Ideally, it'd probably be about content versus being on or junk removal. You guys can get junk removal stuff anytime, but I think the content is going to be the biggest thing, right?
You stole my dog.
How many years have we been in YouTube? Just whoa, that was pretty cool. Went straight. Just leave it off. It's fine on there. Sorry about that, guys. On Riverside, YouTube, we just freaking blew off the thing. We've been in junk removal for 17 months, so we have not been business owners for very long. I think that's. There's a bunch of new people here. I don't know how many. We're probably going to have to remake our story video once a month, I would say. Or just like post something about our story once a month. But let's stop. So, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for jumping in. If you guys have questions, how did you get so many followers? Is it posting more than one a day? You want to kind of answer that?
I mean, we did post at least once a day, every day for the last how long?
1 year?
Yeah, I think like 13 months, for the last 13 months. But I don't think it's just that. I think we were very strategic about the kind of content that we were putting. Like,
yeah.
For a long time, Tanner had out like, I would say calendars. So like 2 days out of the week, we were trying to do like viral posts. Another like 2 days out of the week, we're trying to nurture our followers. And yeah, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I think the reality is it's really easy to post every single day, but it's making changes and like seeing what works. And I just got really obsessive over it because it honestly got super frustrating. Like it's frustrating to post a piece of content and then you only get 200-300 views, and you're like, why is that? Especially once we started having like 1,000 followers, it's like, why are we only getting 200 views?
I'm sitting on her leg and she won't move.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say play it safe? I would need 2 acres. I don't know what that means. I struggle to create content since I haven't found any jobs yet. Yeah, I mean that was probably the toughest thing in the beginning because we didn't have like a crazy successful business, and so we were just documenting our journey. And the reality is just like I would just like script something out and we would just go outside and film it.
Yeah. I would just make content about what you're doing in your day to try to get jobs for junk removal.
Yeah.
Just anything that you can tie into junk removal, or like how you're planning on doing something, like show your equipment, how you're planning on loading things, unloading, I don't know, just something.
Guys, you can make content about anything. You just have to put forth the effort. And that's it. This way asks ex-military. Yes, I am prior service Army. Friends and family. Space Coast Junk Solutions says friends and family starting out also helps. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, content, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? And it doesn't have to be about junk removal. I think we have a lot of different followers now. So, hopefully we can speak to a broader audience, but, it doesn't have to be that crazy. I'm surprised YouTube's not bringing in a bunch more people.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on there. I don't know if it's just like slacking or what. So yeah, make content about the process of starting a business. I mean, it guys, you can literally make content about anything. It's just storytelling. And the reality is that content is so scalable and there's so much money to be made in it. If you guys saw our post last week, I think we posted what we made. We made close to $100,000 in 2025 from content. Now that wasn't directly from views, but it's putting the content out there and that building our platforms that allowed us to monetize that. So
Alicia on YouTube said, or do a couple of jobs free, clean your own garage, etc. Yeah, that's something I was going to mention. If you have like even a cluttered room in your house and you want to clean it, but have been putting it off, you could do that and just film that. Show an example of how you would help somebody.
yeah, I don't know how to do closed captions. Sorry, guys. Um, all right, let's see. All right, I'm about to start a junk removal business. I'm a little afraid because I live in a small town, but I will try it anyways. Any suggestions? I mean, yeah, give it a shot. That would be my suggestion. We actually just filmed about a 40-minute video, podcast style, and we kind of touched on that. Like, there's no right time to get started in business, guys. The right time is today. It's tomorrow. It's there's a learning curve to everything you do in life, and the longer that you put it off, the longer it's going to take you. So just get started. When did we decide it was a good time to switch from the small utility trailer to a dump trailer?
We had already made $60,000 on our utility trailer, and we were just at a point where we could afford the payment of a dump trailer, basically, and it would have just worked better for us. We could fit more jobs. We were renting occasionally a dump trailer, so it just made more sense for us to have our own payment on our own equipment versus renting from somebody else and like paying basically the same amount.
Yep, absolutely. That's a crazy comment. We just had someone saying that hopefully the IRS will come after us because we're putting content online. That's crazy. People are ridiculous. I think that's the one downside. People, I mean, I think it's pretty known, right? Like, it's pretty known that once you kind of go viral and you blow up, like the internet's a crazy place, and you have all these people that just want to bring you down. But the reality is we're just two people, just like you guys, and the reality is that we just want to live a good life and build a good life for ourselves, and so we work really hard at doing that. And at the end of the day, no one can take that away from us. We work hard and do what we think is right for ourselves. So, let's see. I'm gonna have to be on socials and make lots of videos of my work to get really seen. No, I think that's the misconception that people have, that you have to do content. I'll tell you right. Yeah, I know I still got milk on my upper lip. It's protein. Okay. I think that people have this misconception that you have to do content. You guys, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to make content, and you definitely don't have to make content the way that we make content. And I'd advise against it if you're trying to grow a business. So that's what I'd say. Man, we got a lot of people on here trying to from overseas trying to get a job. I guess that's crazy. What's the number one marketing we do? We appreciate the love, guys. Number one marketing, would you say?
SEO.
Yeah, I think having good SEO is really, honestly, it's a it's a leg up, and it takes a long time. So the sooner that you start SEO, the better. Get with a company that knows what they're doing, pay the money, or do it yourself. But start making that happen, because the reality is that over a long period of time, being ranked number one in Google is the best thing to do. And then when you tag on like LSA ad, local service ads, and pay per click ads on Google, it just becomes a powerhouse. So. Can you tell us who are some of the people that inspire you in your business values? The number one guy for me is Alex Hermosi. He's always going to be the number one for me. Um, I just every day I strive to work a little bit harder, and I think that if I ever had a conversation with Alex, that would be the one thing he'd say, like, well, you just need to work harder. Like, it's not that I'm ever doing anything wrong other than just working harder. And I said it in this video that we just made, but like, one of the things I really admire about Jackie is her ability to just do work even when she doesn't want to do it. I'm naturally a lazy person, so I'm learning how to get rid of that identifier as being a lazy person by working through it, and I'm just trying to get better at working. How about you? Do you have anybody that inspires you, baby?
I like them too. I don't really listen to Alex. I watch a lot of Layla's things just because I enjoy how smart she is and how she actually loves her husband and how they work together. So
Yeah, I think,
and
yeah,
I listen to Alex with Tanner at times.
yeah. All right, so this is funny. Someone asked, "Do we charge 300 for every job, or is it different pricing?" So these viral videos, guys, you might think that there's not a lot that thought that goes behind them, but there actually is, right? And the reality is that it's just a placeholder number, right? It's easy math for people to understand. If you do $300 each job 5 times a day, that's $1,500. You do it X amount, and it's just easy math for people to understand. And people will say it's possible or it's not possible. That's what we mean. But we charge different rates for the volume of the services. So. What was the deciding factor for us to do junk removal?
There wasn't a lot of thought behind it. Tanner just brought it up one day, and I mean, I don't feel like we had a lot of options to pick between. We were just like, yeah, let's go for it. So
Junk removal was something I brought up. It seemed like the path of least resistance, and we did it. And speed of implementation really is the biggest driver for anything you do when it comes to business. Alex Hermosi says it all the time. If you want to be fat, if you want to get better, what? Be fast? Is that what you're laughing at?
No, it sounded like you said if you want to be fat.
Well, if you want to be fat, eat a lot and eat faster. But yeah. Who decided for the fake colored brick wall from Lowe's or Home Depot?
It says for the fake.
Yeah, he said, I don't know. I don't know if that's supposed to be.
It's from Amazon, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. Why, you like it or you don't like it?
I like it, so it doesn't matter.
This is a good question. Do you guys get on each other's nerves? And if so, how do you deal with it? Yeah.
Yeah, Tanner gets frustrated really easily, even if it's not at me. He's just frustrated and hates everything in this world. So I just try to ignore him for the moment.
We don't deal with it very well. I'll just tell you that. We're not far enough in our journey where we've really figured that out. I think we just both understand when we get frustrated that we both just kind of need some space. And sometimes I take too much space, and sometimes I'm a bit of an asshole.
I think most of the time now we don't get on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
He's like, he'll get upset about something, has nothing to do with me, and if I or Luna, our dog, opens their mouths, he'll react upset. And I just get really annoyed sometimes, and I'm just like, hey, I'm annoyed. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. What was the biggest struggle in your first few months of business? I'll put it just like I said in the video that you guys will see here in the future. it felt very much like all we did was find a person to sell junk removal to, sell the junk removal, do the job, find the next person. And it was always like a scarcity mindset of like never knowing when that first customer was coming, or net first when that next customer was coming, and if we were going to be able to be successful for that week or that month. And the reality came down to is we just weren't tracking numbers and goals all that well. So we didn't have daily actions.
There's this one over here.
What was the most gross thing you had to dump? Any hoarder home clean outs ever? Would you offer that service?
We would offer that service. We just haven't had the luck of coming across anything that exciting.
Yeah.
Everything has been pretty boring.
I think the grossest thing we did was we removed a couch a couple weeks, well, not a couple, like a couple months back, a month back, and it was literally drenched in piss.
Yeah.
And it stunk so freaking bad. So, I mean, it's just stuff like that, really dirty, nasty, like poo pee, poo poo pee pee.
I also think we're not very grossed out easily, so we
No.
might not think that something is gross and it is to somebody else.
Yeah, I was a combat medic. I blood, poo, pee. It doesn't matter. Your guts could be spilled out. It doesn't really bother me. It's just more so like, oh man, like this is kind of gross. We're gonna have to shower as soon as we're done here, whatever. So, I was in the army for the person asking about branches. Just completed my 5th junk job, doing it all by myself with the pickup and truck for now. Very happy with the slow progress. Just want to thank you both. We appreciate that. We get messages like that every day, guys, and we love when you guys call us and tell us the success that you're having. And really, that's the goal of this. I know a lot of people see our top of the funnel content, and you guys just hate the way that some people hate the way that we put things. But the reality is it's so much more simple than people make it out to be, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And the real core issue for a lot of people is they make excuses or they project or deflect because they think, well, if it was that easy, I could be doing it too, but they're not. So that's how we kind of look at that. All right. Do we do hazardous or bio? No, you have to have a license to do hazardous and biomaterials. That is a service that we want to get into, but we just haven't really pulled the trigger. We're slowly scaling just the regular junk removal services and business. So, yeah, there's that. Junk Dad asked Bears or Packers. We don't watch a lot of football, but my mom's a Packers fan, so I'm going to default to the Packers. Hope you're a Packers fan too. Do we have an employee handbook or SOPs for our employee?
Loosely.
We haven't written out our SOPs yet. Our employee now, the guy on the truck, AK, has 3 years of experience in junk removal, so he knows what he's doing. But like we had a conversation about it today. I said, hey, we got to sit down and write these SOPs for when we start bringing more employees. Super important, especially for scaling. I don't want to get to the point where we bring on 3 or 4 people and then there's no SOPs and everybody kind of just does whatever they want to do for the day. So that's definitely something that's been top of mind. But now Jackie and I are kind of, even though we're not fulfilling the work, we're still wearing a bunch of different hats and trying to generate more business for the business. So that's been proven to be pretty, not difficult, but time consuming. What do you guys search for to find places near me that will take garbage from smaller companies? Guys, if you guys are new to junk removal and you don't know how to find a landfill, just look up landfill near me or what's the other ones? Transfer stations near me. And you guys got to call, get their gate rates, and figure out what they take and what they don't take. Do we ever have too much work that we can't handle in one day? All the time.
I don't think it's too much work that we can't handle. I think there's some days where there's more annoying work to be done that we don't want to do all of.
Well, but as far as jobs, yeah, we do have. Yeah. It's not all the time, but during the summer we did have a lot of jobs that we couldn't fulfill, and we would subcontract that out to guys that we trusted in the community. So, yeah, it's just that. All right. In the process of trying to learn how to start a junk removal business, I've been watching your videos and Sonoma Strong Hauling. I'm trying to remember something. I don't remember. I don't know what the end of that means, but cool to know that we're up there with Sonoma. So shout out Sonoma. Dashaway says sex dolls are always fun. Nacho, how many sex dolls have you taken away? That's crazy. Gonna get us banned on our own live. You guys make me want to convince my husband to do this. Convince him. Tell him to send it. So some examples of top, middle, and bottom funnel content you've posted. Do you want me to talk about that? So a top of the funnel video, and I'll explain it this way, is the purpose of that video is to bring in a cold new audience to your page. Now for us, what that looks like is the videos where we say we did $150,000 in 7 months. That's the one that's viral right now, and it's like at almost 1 million views, and our comments keep dropping on my screen right now. That opens a bunch of people up that don't know us, that are now going to know us, and will make a decision whether they want to follow us and see who we are. Then we get to the middle of the bottom of the funnel, and an example of the middle of the bottom of the funnel is me talking to people that already own junk removal companies or have started their junk removal companies and giving them advice on how they run it. So, for example, the one video I put out where delivering the price, instead of delivering the price like Karen, it's going to be $220, then saying, Karen, it's going to be $220, it covers X, Y, and Z. And it's those type of videos that help with buy-in and also help educate the audience that we have brought in. So it takes them from cold to warm. So you have this big top of funnel video that's just, it's controversial or it's polarizing, and it gets people to watch, it gets pushed into the algorithm, and then once there's new people on our page, we actually take the time to educate and help people. That's how we look at it. If you're going to do it for your junk removal business, you would just have to really appeal. The top of the funnel would be appealing to your customers' problems. Like, do you have a garage full of junk, or does your garage look like this? And then you talk about some of the things that you can do to fix it. And then the bottom of the funnel is educating people on why it would be better for a junk removal company to come do it instead of them doing it themselves. Does that make sense? All right, go back over to YouTube. What's going on, everybody? You want to read that one for us, baby?
This one says, I got my 14-foot trailer today based off of watching this channel. In the beginning, did you just take all the jobs you could get, or were you selective on jobs?
Guys, don't ever be selective on a job unless you truly can't. You truly feel like it's out of your reach, or that's really it. If it's as long as you don't feel qualified to do it, if as long as you think that you can fulfill the work, you have to take it. In the beginning, Jackie and I took everything we could get. I went and quoted things that there was going to be no way that I was going to fulfill it on my own, but I was willing to try to middleman it and kind of figure out what that process looks like. So that's a great question. Also, we had here in San Antonio, landed my first job. Been binge watching y'all's videos. Thank you so much. Absolutely. I'm 19 years old and started a junk removal business, and I make good money, but it's not consistent. I have a Tacoma and a U-Haul rental. Don't know where to take it from here. LLC, new truck, ads. Guys, if you're already getting jobs, double down on what you're already doing and make things measurable. That is the best way to grow your company. If you don't have metrics to measure, then you have no idea whether something is working or not working. So if you have a lead source and you're getting leads from it and you feel like you want more, figure out how to do more. It's that simple. Space Coast asks, have we done any government contracts? I know sometimes there's a certain amount of contracts set aside for vets. I've been trying to look into that. We haven't looked into it yet. To be completely honest, just haven't looked into it. So, I don't know.
Yeah. All these vets always ask for free jobs. Or all these military places.
Whatever. Yeah.
Serious.
We've had I thought you were saying something else. Yeah, we've had military bases reach out and ask us if we would do jobs for free. That's crazy. My response is the Army's already taken enough from me, so no, I will not do that. What do you dislike with your Meta glasses? I don't like the way that it condenses the video. So like when I'm editing, I have to zoom the videos in, so it kind of messes with the quality, and the contrast is really sharp. So that's what I don't like about them. But we have like some older, like an older pair. It's not the very first ones, but you know, they're probably better now.
I like the color grade.
I don't like the color grade.
I like it.
Yeah.
We usually like different things.
All right. This is this is a good question. How often do you get rejected by customers when you give them a large price and they're expected to pay very little to nothing, like free scrap metal? So I'm going to just give you metrics from last month, from one source of leads. Last month we had 33 leads come in from Google LSA. 19 of those leads were qualified. We booked 12 of them. 7 of them rejected our quotes, and we're averaging $83 a quote. So basically, we could just do the math. Let's just call it $700 for easy math. We wasted $700 on quoting for customers that didn't end up going with us. So it happens all the time. That's one of the hardest things that you have to learn when you're a new business owner is like you're not going to land every job, and the lead acquisition it's the most expensive thing in business. So the further that you get in business, the harder it gets. Jackie closed 60% of our qualified leads. That's really high. So technically, we probably could have charged more on those leads, but this is what it is. Everyone needs a job. You don't want a job with us, I promise. Where do you get most of your jobs from?
Is it still LSA?
No, it's SEO.
SEO. They were pretty even for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like 4 months ago, they were pretty even between the two. Now it's SEO, and we have always made a bigger return off of SEO than LSA.
Yeah, we just have a lot of organic reach from our website. So it really works well. It takes time to build up, but it's worth it. So. I don't know. Crazy. Yeah, we do. Someone said was going to ask if we sub to people. We do. We do subcontract work. As of right now, we don't because we're trying to keep everything in house. The goal is to get a second truck rolling. So we have to get busy enough to where we're turning jobs down and making that decision. And what we've been getting better at, like in the beginning, we always wanted to say yes to jobs same day. We're getting better at booking people days in advance. I mean, we literally have jobs already on the schedule for next week, which I could have never thought was possible, 4 or 5 months ago. I just didn't think that was possible. So that was that. When we started, were we doing Instagram or Facebook ads? Instagram ads was the first ads that we started with. So Instagram was the way for us. Thank you for sharing your journey. Absolutely. Appreciate the love on the content and the journey, guys. We do appreciate it when people take the time to actually look at our journey and look through our content. But the thing with the top of funnel videos is that sometimes it really turns people off from being a part of our audience. And end of the day, content's kind of the same, right? It's the same as running a business. Not every client's going to be your client, and not every person that watches our video is going to like our videos. So, we're getting better at dealing with that as well. If you guys ever wonder who's fighting with who in the comments, it's me. I'm always going to talk shit. You want to talk shit, you're going to get hit, and I have to hit you with comments. So that's what I do. Alex said, I'm in Chicago. I'm sure there are 1 million of these, right? I don't know, Alex. I look up junk removal companies in Chicago. If there's 1 million, that means there's room for one more. What about Google Maps? We're not in Google Maps. Mm-mm. We're not in the map pack. Yeah. We don't have a physical location yet. So there's that. Someone said sweet potato pie. So Junkaroos asked best finds and resells in 2025. So, fun fact for you guys, we do not resell anything. So, and we don't keep anything. That's just kind of a rule with us. I know that some people, that's like a big revenue driver for them. We have no interest in it. We might hire someone to do it later on, but logistically we can't. Our truck is busy enough to where there's just no way. It either needs to get donated, recycled, or taken to the landfill. It's not going to get resold. Maybe that'll change when we have a big operation center, but I don't know. It's not of interest right now. Do we do net 30s and net 45s?
We do net 30s.
We have one that pushes his net 30 out to
He
net
pushes
60.
like 60, yeah.
So, yes, we do. They suck, but they're great at the same time. What do we use to keep booking rates? That's great. Jobber, guys. We're Jobber brand partners. What that means is we do get kickbacks from Jobber. But what I'll tell you right now is Jobber is one of the best softwares in the world for junk removal. It's one of the best CRMs that you could ever ask for. It has everything you need. There's very little things on there that you could ever ask for. I don't know. I love Jobber. It's simple to use. It's easy. And one of the things you guys will notice, we have a really, really big audience, right? As of now, we're like 250,000 combined. We're pulling in 30 to 40 million views a month on our social medias. We've had hundreds, if not probably close to 1,000 brands reach out to us. We don't take brand deals lightly. We don't do them randomly because it's not fair to you guys for us to take some money from a brand and push a product that doesn't work. So when you say SEO, is that specific to your website or did you implement that when you create content as well? And how long did it take for organic traffic?
I don't know if the organic traffic question is for our SEO or for our content.
I think it's so organic traffic for junk removal for the business took like 65 days with our company.
Yeah.
And in content, it took us 4 months and 212 posts before we had our first viral video. I know that number, and that was just for Instagram. That didn't. It took us forever on all the other platforms to get those rolling. Now, when we say SEO, is it specific to our website? Yeah, it's not with content. There is SEO built into our content now that Instagram is pushing things with SEO. But here's a little tidbit, guys. If you grow a huge audience and content, Google is automatically going to index that. So if you guys look up JT Junk Solutions, you're going to see our website and our business, and then you're going to see YouTube content and Instagram content and Facebook content and all that kind of stuff. So 100K, Christian, 100K, bro. 100K.
There's this one over here.
All right. Have we had success with Nextdoor? Yes, we have had success with Nextdoor. Hunter Patrick, if you guys don't follow him, go ahead and give him a follow. He was one of the first people to teach us the strategy of doing cold reach outs via Nextdoor and Facebook. Nextdoor is a great platform to be a part of. You just have to learn to navigate it.
This one said, I worked for House Cop Pro and they were trash. Her Jobber was good. Would you say a comment, I think is what they meant to put?
We had House Call Pro before we had Jobber. House Call was okay. I mean, it had features, but the reality is we reached out to them when Jobber offered us a brand deal, and I said, hey, would you guys like to offer us a brand deal as well? Just to put your hats on the table, and they don't do that. And so the thing is, it's like we work with people that align with our goals and our vision. And if you have a company like Jobber who helps promote and grow businesses, service-based businesses, and their model is helping other businesses grow, what else can you ask for?
Yeah. It's not only helpful for like being an affiliate with them though. They help you like figure out how to use their software too. They do a really good job of that. They're always available to help with anything. So.
One of the best things about Jobber, guys, is if you sign up with an account, you can get a free account, 7-day free trial, links in our bio. You'll save 20% off for the first 6 months. And then not only that, you get your own onboarding call that you don't have to pay for, and they will teach you everything you need to know on how to use the software. That's one of the biggest hacks you could have. Junkaroos said that we're leaving a lot on the table. Yeah, brother, Dude, we just don't have the time. I just don't want to, you know. But I believe you. We're probably leaving $100,000 off the table.
Oh, these keep moving because
Yeah.
there's so many.
Sorry, guys. We're trying to keep up with the comments, but it's hard. All right. How do y'all have time to have a full-time business and also do social media? Do y'all sleep at all? I feel like both is a full-time thing and it's very impressive. I want to know how y'all swing that. Yeah, I mean, today I worked on the business for majority of the day, and then we spent 100 minutes creating content, and now we're on live. So I don't know. It is. They're both full time jobs. I, all I can say is we just find ways to work harder. We do sleep though. We've slept more in the last couple weeks than we've ever had, and it's just yeah, it's just doing more work. That's it. It's a lot of work, but it has a lot of payoff. You know, we got 40 people in here that we're able to advise and help, and I think that's good. I don't know. I have no idea. Excuse me. When it comes to the invoices, you have Net 30, for example. Are you doing that for any large jobs or specific clients that are more established with you? It's for clients that request it. Typically, it's vendors. Most vendors pay on a Net 30. Some contractors will request it, and it's because the job they have a budget and they get paid, and then you get paid. So that's kind of how it works out. I wouldn't do it with a residential client unless they really need it. What's up, man, from Funky Town? Is that Ricardo? Junk Solutions DFW? Maybe not. Junk MD, congrats on 100K. 100K. What's going on, everybody? Thoughts on building relationships with property managers and contractors? My thoughts is that you have to do it.
Yeah.
You should be doing it. Go ahead.
It's a bit harder than people make it seem, I would say.
Yep. 5 Golden Age comic books found, sold for 320,000. That's insane. Like, that's phenomenal, and like, more power to you guys. It's really just not in our wheelhouse either. That's something that you have to learn, and we just haven't committed the time to learning. I would never push someone not to do it though. If you guys want to resell. What's going on, Sergio? Texas baby. Salvage is lucrative, especially when gold and silver is so high right now, and there's plenty of real jewelers out there. Thank you guys. Yeah, absolutely. It's just like the reality is that you got to find what works for you, and for us, like we have the content, so that's already, like someone said earlier, it's a full-time job, and then we have junk removal, and that running that business is a full-time job. So
if I found real gold, I would keep it. I love jewelry.
Yeah. All right. Would you advise? So would you advise to have at least 2 acres to park the trailer? No, guys, you don't need to park a trailer. If you have a trailer, look for RV or boat parking. It's like $50 a month, and you can park your trailer in most places. $50 to $100. So no, you don't need that. Do you use CapCut? What software do you use for content? I use Edits and I use CapCut. Those are the 2 main ones. And then we have a brand manager that handles the YouTube. Mr. Turf says, y'all are amazing. Amazing people and always willing to help anyone. Blessed to have followed your journey. Hope all is well. Keep crushing it. Much love to you, brother. The reality, guys, is like we try to get through as many comments and messages that we can. And, as long as people are respectful, like we give, Jackie will tell you, I give way too much of my time away for free. But again, that's another Hormozy thing. Like, I still have so much to learn. So I try not to gatekeep anything, Diesel or gas pickup truck?
Is that like what they should get?
Yeah.
I would say a diesel truck.
Diesel if you can afford it. Guys, when it comes to equipment, just do whatever you can afford. We don't have a course for sale right now. That's sick. That's sick,
That's
Junkaroos.
cool. Yeah.
Really, really sick. Rockin' S. Holland. Austin Davis. Do you want it? What do we want, Austin? I'm confused. I must have missed the first message.
The kids part got me. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say that.
Yeah, we're missing. I think we're missing messages. Yeah, that's the thing about diesel is it's expensive, more expensive up front and more expensive with the maintenance. But it just really depends, guys. We always just say our advice when it comes to equipment is just do what you can, and do what you can afford. 5-year goals. What's our 5-year goal?
What's yours?
I would like 5-year goal, man. That's so far in the future. It's really hard to tell you. Can we stop with the India comment? No, she's not from India. Um, I don't know. I don't. I couldn't tell you. I take things right now. We're taking things a quarter at a time, meaning every 90 days we're just working towards the goals, the next goal. But I would like to have a few independent locations and that's it. So. Yeah. Yeah. Jackie's removing people from the live because they're being shitheads. Yeah, so if you would have asked me like a few months ago, I would have said it's a marathon, but I think the goal is to sell. But there's gonna be a rebrand. I don't think we'll sell it as JT Junk Solutions. Right now, we're trying to get rid of key man risk, which is really difficult in this infancy phase. But the reality is like where we're gonna get it to where it's sellable is much further along than what people would think, right? So that's it.
There's another one. Do you offer cleaning or moving? No, we do not.
Yeah,
we have friends that have a moving company, so we usually refer that out to them.
And cleaning company. We do. Yeah, we have no interest. We've done a couple of jobs on both of those ends, and they're a lot more work. It's just a lot more work, you know. I'd sell if money was right in private equity. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like the money's got to be right. It just depends how big the brand gets too. Like we've literally 3,000x our brand presence online via social media in 1 year. So what could we do at 5 or 10 years? I really don't know.
Where are you getting most customers? We are getting the most from our SEO, basically our website right now.
No, Junk Solutions DFW. We didn't delete you. We got two chats going on, so going back and forth. Junk guys, two best friends, a Sawzall and a demo hammer. Absolutely. What was? How did you do your website? Did you hire someone? Yes, we went to a company called One Local to handle our website. If you guys ever want a referral over to our website builder, just shoot us a DM with something like website and we'll send it on over to you. They'll get you taken care of. All right. So Space Coast said, doing warm and cold outreach, friends and family, door hangers, bandit signs, starting from closest neighborhoods and working our way out, Facebook Marketplace. Any other advice on where to go from there? No, I don't think. I think you're doing all the right necessary actions. It's going to take a lot more effort. Today I posted the rules of 100 from Alex Hermosi. And guys, it literally takes that much work. So you've never heard the story from him. His first time ever putting door hangers out, he put out like 1,000. And his mentor's like, how many did you put out? And he said 1,000. And they laughed about it because they were doing 5,000 a day. So it's going to be a lot harder and take a lot more work. And I think at this point in time, unless you're willing to spend money on ads, that's the best route to go. So many people trying to get a job. I don't
Mhm.
know why we have so much of that. Talk more about how we met.
Um, we used to go to the same gym before Tanner went on an army mission. We only saw each other once, and he offered a coaching program online for powerlifting. We were both really into powerlifting. Um, I found his program and I
Keep
became
going.
one of his clients. We didn't talk until he was on his mission. We would just talk about like what the workout was for the day,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yep. Gonna have to start blocking all these guys. Man, this year my goal is to use my money for my job and save 8K to get truck and trailer and run with it on the weekends, 1 day a week, devoted to it every week for a year. That's a phenomenal goal, and I think that a lot of people are they're scared to make that commitment. So if you're able to do that, just get after it. Like that's the best way to get started. It's like set a goal and just get after it. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate you, man. Think and Grow Rich is a great book too. I've also read that one. Do y'all have any suggestions or tips for starting a pressure washing business? We don't. We've got a buddy, Austin Davis. He can, if you look up his Instagram or look in our followers, you can. I think he has a pressure washing business, but I'm not going to be able to give you tips like right off the rip.
We're not laughing at the question. We're laughing at a comment.
Yeah. So, Junk Solutions DFW said cold calls work for me. Guys, cold calling is an effective way to get business rolling in. So don't be afraid to do that. What is the population side of our location? We have 990,000 in the greater Austin area. And so, yeah, that's what we have. So, I mean, the best way to start with your Tacoma is just like start with the Tacoma, like get started. Do you have what you need? Do you have the truck? Why y'all let Marco step all over you? I didn't think Marco stepped all over us. If you guys saw the live video with Marco, I think it's pretty evident at the difference in not only our businesses but where we're at as people and where we're at as business owners. And he very much just is still in the beginning stages. So there's not really much to say. He spoke a lot out of ignorance, and that's all it was. So. What are your favorite books and resources? You said Think and Grow Rich. Anything else? All three of Alex Hormosi's books are phenomenal, and I think really that's a good place to start. If you read his three books, you're good to go. Like there, a lot of what you need to learn is in there. I would say $100 million leads is probably the best for junk removal companies that already understand their offer of junk removal. But I will say you have to read the offers book to understand what you're offering as a business. But the leads book is is a really good resource. So. Fixing to put out 75 signs and email every nearby realtor. Do it. Guys, if you're going to email or cold call any type of like commercial client, just know it's going to take 6 to 10 outreaches. And we just had a lead come in online. So there's that. Gurus with utility trailers are funny. Yeah, I mean it's not even just having the utility trailer. It's like if you cannot articulate how or why you do things, then you might not understand it the way that you claim you do, which is fine. Like we've all been there. That's like ignorance is it's such a negative word, but the reality is it's just like not knowing. It's the not knowing, and I think that's where I just got really frustrated with Marco because it's like, bro, you're just talking out of ignorance. Like you have no idea what you're actually talking about. So. Yes, Junk Solutions DFW said write a script when you cold call. Absolutely. I wrote a script today and started cold calling, and every time I deviated from the script, the call just didn't do well. So it's like make sure you're doing that, right? Um, Adrian Lopez says, is starting a junk removal business without an LLC or an EIN a bad thing, being that big jobs won't hire you? I think this is like a big misconception that people have around an LLC and an EIN. An LLC is just an entity that removes liability from you into the entity. So if you scratch somebody's floor, now the business is liable for that. If you run into someone's car, the business is liable for that. And EIN is just a number that grants a business the ability to get a bank account and have to file taxes as well. So is it bad? You should get your LLC and EIN before you start. We will always recommend it, but saying it's bad is also, it's just like, it's just, you kind of misunderstand what those two things are. So. Junkaroos, who do we use for business insurance and workers' comp? For business insurance, we use Next for general liability and umbrella. We use Texas Mutual for workers' comp, and we use Progressive Auto, commercial auto for commercial auto insurance. TD Junk Removal said that he's been doing this for 13 years in Connecticut, and he has to say his area is saturated with new junk companies in the last couple years. Guys, this whole AI thing is really scaring a lot of people into moving into service-based businesses. And junk removal is going to be the one that people have an easy time getting into. So it's important that you learn what you need to be doing in order to market and sell better than anybody else if you want to stay ahead of the competition.
How to start without a dump truck?
You just start without a dump truck. You start with a regular truck or whatever equipment you have. Do you guys work with property management companies? And if so, how did you get in with them? Do you need to become a vendor? Yeah, most places you do. And it's really just like talking to people and learning about the business that you're trying to work with and learning about what their issues are and how you can solve them. When you guys start looking at solving people's problems versus getting jobs, then you really start to figure things out. What are the cons of starting a junk removal business? I think that's a good question. Do you have cons?
Well, first, your responsibilities change.
Yeah.
You have to be more mindful about your time.
Mm-hmm. I think it's not the cons of starting a junk removal business. It's the cons of starting any business in general. And it's just, you're going to have to work really, really hard and spend a lot of money. And that's the one thing that people won't tell you.
What are your top 3 lead funnels? It's SEO, LSA, and repeat.
Yep. SEO, LSA, and repeat. My wife is hella gangsta. She is. That's because she is. Yeah, she would. The initial expenses, guys, that's a big thing about expenses, guys. Expenses and all that kind of stuff. It's so dependent on you. So, and how you start your business. So, it's really just, it's very independent. And that's why I find it really funny when people will bark up our trees about, the profit margins and the expenses and this and that and the other. Guys, it's so specific to your business. It's like, I can't answer those things for you, Do I know? Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest, about what kind of benefits we have as for business owners. To be honest with you, I didn't pay attention through like my SFL tab. I know there are resources. I don't know them and I didn't use them. I don't really want anything to do with the Army. I don't want anything other than going to the VA. So, that's just kind of where I stand on that. My thoughts on roll-offs is that they're very useful, especially in growing your business. It's a good way to have repeat customers, typically because there's a lot of people that need roll-offs more than they need junk removals. So we do own our Google ads. The Google ads still we get leads here and there. We're still trying to dial that in. So I wouldn't honestly say that we have a good lock on that. LSA, local service ads, are not PPC ads. Those work basically turn them on, turn them off. That's kind of how it is. So if you haven't done LSA Junkaroos, I would look into it after you get off the live. It took us about 65 days for us to get traction from SEO. We do not franchise and we will not be franchising. SEO is search engine optimization. That's when you go and type in junk removal near me on Google, that's how your website pops up. And then LSA, local service ads, is service ads provided by Google. You pay X amount of dollars each month and you get X amount of leads. And then repeat customers are just customers that we've already serviced and they call us back again for another service. Yeah, Junkaroos. I basically what I said is that our Google ad PPC ads aren't they're not phenomenal by any means. We're only getting a few leads right now. They're not crazy expensive, but we're not getting a lot of turnover. So basically right now, and we do own them, but we're trying to get them optimized. I would say LSA, local service ads, if you don't know what those are, look into those. It's just like turn on, turn off. They bring you leads for a set price. So it's pretty good. This is a great question. If you were starting over today in a more saturated market, what would you focus on first to stand out long term?
I would say SEO.
SEO. I would hire an SEO company from the get, have them build me a big ass website that indexes everything, and then I would not do the content that we do now. I would do customer facing content and I would pump out 2 or 3 videos a day, and I would have gone out and done probably 10 to 15 jobs for free in the beginning, so that I could collect content and build that out. But that's just knowing how to make content now. I'm going to leave one more thing. Oh, Ryan, give me my flowers, bro. 100K. I just want Ryan to say his piece. I'm going to answer, I'm going to look at this question and then I'm going to cut it there. I know you guys have used everything from pickups to box trucks to a trailer, now a dump truck. I like our 15-foot box truck. What do you guys like the most? I love the dump truck.
Yeah, I do too.
Dump truck's the best. That's my opinion.
The only thing that was better about a dump trailer than a dump truck was the height of the dump trailer. Like, it was lower to the ground. So, yeah. And I'm tiny, so.
Yeah. Junkaroo says, is LSA comparable to Facebook ads cost-wise or way more on Google? So that's a great question. If it depends on your Facebook ad, but if you're looking at the actual cost of acquisition, not the individual lead cost, I think that Facebook, like Meta ads and LSA ads, are comparable. Just for reference, last month we did like a little over $7,000 of revenue off of 12 clients from LSA. So it's an average job size of 625, and we paid $83 per lead. So it ended up we ended up spending $2,500 on LSA to make about 7,000. That's just one lead source, but that's what those numbers worked out to. Yep, I'm working on it, Ryan. Trust me. More YouTube videos first, but you're also gay. And if there's anyone in here that doesn't like that, I'm sorry. Not actually, though. You got to grow thicker skin. All right, guys. It's time for us to jump off. We've done like 2.5 hours of content today, so it's time to rest. Thank you for 100K. Thanks for all the support. If you guys have any questions, take it to our DMs. I eventually will get through it. You guys wore Luna out, so she's sleeping, and we're going to be sleeping like that here soon. So peace and love to you guys. Everyone, have a great night.